Hello everyone and welcome to the 2012 Replaceable Season 3.
Yeah, we're here at Melbourne. Here's the standings after qualifying. Aaron Young, former champion at P1, followed by Danielson. Bruno Senna finished in third at the qualifying, but unfortunately Ferrari were not able to bring his car up to the track, so we'll be having a race without him. And then it's Kobayashi, Mata, Di Resta, and Jerome D'Ambrosio, Vicky Raikkonen, and Glenson Button to finish up our starting grid today.
But I'll tell you one thing, one driver that we should be able to look out for is Jerome D'Ambrosio, the rookie in the Sauber team. There were claims that Sauber couldn't even make it to the grid this season, but they have proved us wrong, and as the red lights go out, 1, 2, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and if they go out, the Australian Grand Prix is go. Great start from Kiki Kobayashi as he slowly gets up to Aaron Young and Lewis Hamilton. But Hamilton manages to close in the corner. No, the Red Bull has managed to defend his position, and Kobayashi has lost out to the Resta in the Red Bull. And we've seen the Ferrari beast hit the wall. That must be Felipe Mata's car. And
yeah, I think he lost his front wing there.
Yeah, Kobayashi tries to do an ambitious move on the Red Bull of the Resta, and it works. What a way to go and get back that position again. And looks like this is another Sauber crash. Oh, Jerome D'Ambrosio has made a mistake. Probably went into that corner a bit too quickly.
Yeah, it just seems to have gotten a little off track.
Oh, and this
looks like someone else got off track.
And he's about to attack Glenson Button, going right around the outside. Two cars all at once. Wait, oh no.
Oh, going
made
wide.
It all wrong.
And there's Danielson, who made the same mistake as Felipe Mata.
Now they are both neck and neck, very close to each other. Who's gonna give in and who's gonna not give in? Oh, and looks like. Oh, and we have another Vicky Raikkonen. His teammate has also spun, and now he's going to attack Glenson Button. Oh,
whoa!
Almost little room. There's almost a potential crash right there, and it. Oh, he almost went 4 wheels
little
off.
Little corner cutting.
Move. Yeah, almost 4 wheels off. Does that incur a penalty, you think, Jerome?
Well, I haven't seen anything mentionable, really. There was contact, but I think it wasn't that much. So, casual racing, I think. As we are now with Pete Resta's car. He seems to be catching up to Kobayashi, right?
Looks like Aaron's pulling away quite a bit here.
Yes, pulling quite away, and his teammate is in 4th position, still stuck right behind the Lotus of Piti Kobayashi, who is starting to lose some pace, and Red Bull is starting to catch up, but will it be enough? Will it be enough before it's too late to really catch up to his teammate on the lead? Oh, and
oh, he goes wide.
Easy. Handle on the silver platter.
So we have Di Resta now in 3, Kobayashi in 4, Danielson in 5, who's now catching up to
His rear
Kobayashi.
tires are not looking that good.
Yeah, you can look at the indicators. It's only the 2nd lap, and it's already managed to wear it out really quickly.
Yeah, he must have had a bad start, a lot of spin.
Yeah, or maybe he did all of his qualifying on the same times. I don't know.
That would not have been a smart idea.
Not a smart idea.
Not really.
And it's now going to start to go and pay the price, because his rear tires are really going out, and his lap times are not in consistency with even that of his teammate Vicky Raikkonen, who seems to be producing a slightly faster time despite being further down the grid. And now Piti Kobayashi is even under pressure from the McLaren. I think both of them have tire issues.
Yeah, you may be right.
And Jerome D'Ambrosio has made quite a rookie sensation by posting the fastest lap early on, but I'm sure that it will be responded accordingly by the race leader Aaron Young.
Looks like we got an early pit stop.
Felipe Mata, very disastrous race, and the tires are really worn. Even at the 2nd lap, he had a race full of incidents only by the 2nd lap. So he's making a big gamble right now, switching over to the primes. That may work against both with him or against him. It depends on how the race unfolds later on.
Yeah, will he be able to stay in front of Raikkonen as he exits the pit?
I suspect that he would, because Raikkonen's his entry is not fast enough, and unfortunately we won't be able to know that quite soon yet, because he's been suddenly changed to that of the race leader, Aaron Yoke, who is steadily building a gap to Jerome D'Ambrosio, the rookie in Sauber, his ex-team as well. So now in the new team of Red Bull, a front-runner team which didn't really had a very good season last time out, but right now he's managed to go and bring it back up to a front-running team.
Looks like he tried to go a little more conservative on the fuel there.
Yeah, I think he's trying to pace himself and just trying to look after his tires, look after the car, and just make sure everything is working well. He's pretty much been able to go and pull such a huge gap right now. It would be surprising if he does not able to win this race quite easily. Oh, and we have Kobayashi losing the front wing.
There goes the wing.
Very ambitious, too ambitious move on first corner.
Yeah, maybe too ambitious because he was catching up to the rest car.
But I mean, it's precious. Drivers feeling precious like this is what gives them the mistakes. I mean, Jerome, you're an ex-driver. In your time, does things like this usually happen, or is this sort of like this era where there are more drivers making rookie mistakes?
Yeah, I think it has to do a lot with pressure because they're trying to really catch the guy in front, and just the slightest mistake on these tracks, putting that wheel off in the grass, will send you into the wall.
Yeah, and what do you think of the crop of the drivers in these days? Are they up to par with how racing was back then, or are they not really living up to it?
Most of it seems to be about the same. You know, everything seems to be pretty clean, not too much contact, not too much dirty racing, just a couple of minor driver mistakes, really, just getting a rear wheel on the grass and spinning out.
Now, that's good to know as we watch Lewis Hamilton's onboard camera, who is slowly closing up on his rival, the Red Bull of Paul di Resta.
Yeah, I wonder if we will be able to pass him with these worn tires, or if he will be entering pit soon. But he seems to go another lap.
I think he could get him in the DRS next lap if he keeps up his pace.
Definitely, and it should be noted that Lewis Hamilton is not really famed for...
and there's the rear tires. There's the rear tires wearing out.
I have to disagree though. It seems that he took that corner a bit too ambitiously. He went and took too much curb perhaps.
Well, he might have got on the throttle a little too early for those tires.
Perhaps a little bit too much of curb hopping and early throttle. And look, there's a lot of smoke that's chiming out of that Lotus car. What's going on around that?
Yeah, there we saw PD Kobayashi pitting for getting his front wing replaced after the collision he had.
Well, he almost took the whole curb just like that. And now
I wonder how often we will see drivers actually using a lot of the curb, because I think in this season it seems to be way harder to do than it was in last.
Yeah, I think the stewards and the FIA may have responded by imposing curbs that are actually much more hazardous if you try to take too much of it. So curb hopping is basically not encouraged anymore. And understeer for Lewis Hamilton is really lost the ability to hit the apex.
Yeah, his tires, I think he will have to enter pit soon, if not that lap. And the gap that is evolving between him and Di Resta might be caused by Di Resta was spinning actually the same corner as Hamilton did behind him, but he lost his front wing and will have to have it replaced as well. So I assume he's coming to pit right now.
And now the second Red Bull of Paul di Resta has gone in with a broken front wing. Was he in a previous incident before? I don't believe he's actually seen that.
I think when that was exactly the same situation as Hamilton's one. I think Di Resta was just a little more over ambitious on that corner, and that resulted in him
he's got to make sure he's careful on these cold tires.
Yeah, looks like he's just gone out and fresh tires right on lap 6. So this could be a race with 2 stops or even a 3-stop strategy. But I'm not sure if 1 stop is possible at this stage.
I don't think he can because he put the option tires on. I don't think those are going to last till the rest of the race.
Yeah, definitely not for Paul Di Resta or even that of Lewis Hamilton. But I'm not sure for the front running guys. Do you think that they will be able to preserve the tires long enough to do just 1 stop?
I believe they can if they can just look after him and keep with pace.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at from the onboard camera of Aaron Young. Is like his driving has been a bit precise, and it's not much signs of tire wear, and he's been able to really lap much quicker than others, quite in a similar pace to Jerome D'Ambrosio here.
Yeah, Aaron seems to be a lot more consistent, and I think that's going to help him in the long run on his tires.
Yes. Unfortunately, we aren't able to see the status of his tires, but we suspect that it is still relatively good because he's still making fast lap times and still pulling away from the Sauber car. Unfortunately,
it's still looking good. And what we had earlier was the pit stop of Di Resta. Actually, he does have to pit another time because the only tires he wore right now is options, so he has to get primes fitted. So no way for him going without another pit stop.
Well, it looks like the defending world champion may be able to go and continue his dominating run again, but it's not going to be an easy fight now because his former team now has employed a new American rookie driver, Ambrosio, and he has shown a lot of promise these days. Unfortunately, his teammate, the Georgian Fernando Alonso, is not able to participate.
Yeah, as we see, the gap is now around 15 seconds between Young and D'Ambrosio, and Danielson is already 50 seconds down on them.
Yeah, I believe that's because Aaron and Jerome have yet to pit, and we already saw Lewis pit, so I think that's where that 50 seconds is coming from.
And I think we've just seen a McLaren off track. That must have been Vicky Raikkonen.
I believe so.
Not a great race for him. He's already spun more than twice, and this should be his 3rd time. So quite a
he's getting left on lap 8, so he must have lost a lot of time.
Not a great race for the McLaren, and not a great start for his season to be able, because the McLaren car should be able to be in contention for the title, but that's going to be a hard one to us.
So there we have Di Resta in 5, chasing Piri Kobayashi. Gap is around 12 seconds.
He's managed to put in his best personal lap time so far and slowly closing in on the Lotus, but anything can happen. Maybe mistakes or anything.
Yeah, let's see how the gap evolves, because it's still 21 laps to go. So if you can manage to close more than half a second of the gap per lap, then I think he might just get it.
Yeah,
well, he definitely has to pit one more time.
His pace through the first sector was good. He improved it by about 4/10.
And we're looking at Lewis Hamilton's onboard camera, and so far tire wear is alright. There's no signs of degradation occurring yet, but we can't speak too soon because it's only been 2 laps, and with not even half of the race done yet, and we could easily see high degradation in his McLaren, which unfortunately the car is just not been able to take care of the tires that well. I don't think it's just the drivers itself. The car overall may play a part in this.
Yeah, they might have had a too aggressive setup for the car this weekend to handle the tires.
Though, but I mean, he is right now in 3rd position and is in very good shape to keep it and to secure a podium spot. So whether will that gamble pay off, we have yet to see. We are looking at the Ferrari of Felipe Mata, who is running in last after that disastrous first lap of his. And he's desperately trying to make up ground towards Vicky Räikkönen in the McLaren. But I think it would be quite a close fight between these two, because they have had a very disastrous race so far. And, well, these are basically the two fighting for the last remaining point, fighting for the scrapes.
Yeah,
it looks like he might have a front runner coming up on him here.
Yeah, I think that it must be Danielson's car.
Danielson lapping him very, very soon. So McLaren lapping a Ferrari. I don't believe we have seen this quite often, but looks like this would not go well for the Tifosi.
No, it seems not to be the best race for them, as they were unlucky with not having Bruno Senna participating. Because they
And looks like there's a car that has stopped right in the track there, and there's bits and pieces of
I think it was Vicky.
Vicky Räikkönen, he seems to have gone on to a complete halt, and there's the yellow flag. I'm surprised though that they didn't release the safety car for that. It was quite a dangerous way to park the car.
Yeah, it's right there at the exit of the last corner.
Could easily have caused anyone to crash if they had too much of a quick exit. And Felipe Mata really going right. Yes, the blue flag to be led by, yes, Lewis Hamilton. So not
he makes way very safe.
Yeah, not the best race for Mata so far.
Oh, that must have been Jerome D'Ambrosio making his pit stop for getting new tires. And
yes,
just got back on track right in front of the Resta's car.
Whether will the Resta be able to jump on him in this opportunity or not, I'm not sure, because it looks like the Red Bull is coming into the pits, but we won't be able to know. Oh, and Ferrari has been Felipe Mata again. This is like his 4th or 5th time,
and he spins again.
He spins again. Something is wrong with his car. Something fundamentally wrong. Ferrari has just not been up in the pace lately, and the momentum. Oh, I think it's made contact.
He gets bumped.
It's made contact with Jerome D'Ambrosio. A lap car. Oh my goodness. The stewards, I suspect, are going to look heavily into this, and looks like even Jerome D'Ambrosio is going to be led by Young. Oh, and it's a very wide entry, and as Aaron Young, the Malaysian, tries to go and deploy the DRS to try and lap him, but nope, the American's not making it easy on him. And he tries to take the corner, and it went a bit wide, and almost lost the car. Oh, that was a very close call. Very close call.
That was close, yeah.
That was close, and now he has to lap his teammate again.
Yeah, he was lucky not to lose his front wing there.
But what is interesting,
that would have sure cost him a lot of time going the whole lap without the front wing.
But what's interesting here is that a Red Bull is being lapped by another Red Bull. So something is going on. Either something is wrong with the Resta's performance or car setup, or Young is just having too quick of a race so far. It's just too quick for a lot of people.
Yeah, the Resta's car seems to be a little, I don't know, not too stable. Seems to be slipping a lot.
Seems to be slipping a lot, but the thing is, the fact that even the 4th and 5th position are being lapped by the race leader, the gap is really increasing quite a lot.
Yeah, that is basically what we saw last season, right? Whoever makes it to do the front runner will be in quite an advantage. As now there's blue flag conditions for the Resta.
And Aaron Young almost went through the gravel, and he enters the pit, so he's going to go for his pit stop right now.
Oh, and he enters the pit stop. I think that was good for D'Ambrosio, because that put a little gap on the Resta. Having actually to have Aaron letting Aaron pass.
It looks like it's a communication problems then, because I don't think that was the best strategic decision.
No, was not a very smart move of Red Bull here.
Yeah. They could have compromise Di Gresa's race in favor of Young's one.
So, but with having Young seen driving 12 laps on his option tires, I assume he'll be with the primes all the way to race end. So he must be on one-stop strategy.
Yeah, and he seems to be doing all right with his race so far. Nothing really special to talk about it at the moment because he's just leading a race and trying to keep opening that gap and make sure that no one's able to challenge him.
Yeah, let's see what the actual gap to Benetton is. No, we can't see. Oh, there we have Kobayashi.
Yeah, he almost went right out and he's entered the gravel. Something looks like understeer. And oh my goodness, that was a very scary moment. If they had been any closer to that track, both of them will have crashed, and that would be a very high-speed collision. And I think lives could be at stake here. It was a very hairy moment, and as the Lotus enters for his pit stop, so I suspect he may also be doing a one-stop strategy with Lotus car, but unfortunately not having the same pace as the race leader, so whether he'll be able to make up a lot of ground with this sort of move.
Yeah, I think somewhere he must have hit the wall again, because we just saw his front wing getting replaced again. So I don't think we have seen it. Yeah, but there must have been some occasion where he lost out to his front wing.
We still saw the engine smoke there coming out of the pit. I wonder if they're having any engine problems.
Yeah, because it seems that some of these cars are starting to produce engine power. I wonder if the track has been a bit too hot for them, but no, looks like there's some cloud coming in. It looks like it's about to rain, I suspect. Now it looks like it's going to be an exciting race to the very end because dark clouds are coming and it could rain very soon and it could compromise a couple of people's races.
Looks like Downton's moved into second place.
Unfortunately, not having the pace to really challenge the Red Bull in front, but maybe enough to hold off the charging Sauber.
Yeah, we saw that the gap in between Aaron Young and Lewis Danielton is about 50 seconds, while the gap from Danielton to Jerome is just 15 seconds.
Right, and Ambrosio has now put in a fast lap, so he's really on the charge here, trying to fight for the win, I suspect. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, he's trying to give everything.
Yeah, I mean, we're still not even halfway through the race. I mean, anything could still happen.
Yeah, we have Mata again, and I assume some front-running car coming up to him.
It looks to me that his rear wing might be slightly damaged on the Ferrari's car.
Seems so, because he seems to have a lot of understeering issues.
Yeah, he's struggling through those high-speed corners.
Oh, that was Branson Button lapping him? Ooh, I never thought again.
Something is fundamentally wrong with the car. It's not been going well.
I think he had too much grass on his tires that time, and that caused him to spin, putting too much throttle down.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
That was a very dangerous way to enter the pits and to spin like that. I bet this, oh my goodness, he's going to leave wings right there near the pit lane. I'm going to be surprised if no one gets their tires shredded or whatever by that front wing when they enter for the pits. Oh, and Claudio just takes a too ambitious move on that corner and pays the price with the front wing.
Yeah, it seems to be the same position where he lost his front wing in the first place.
Yeah, it's a real shame because now he's got to go a whole track without having a front wing, and that makes it very difficult.
It seems that almost more than
especially under braking. Looks like he locked up the fronts there pretty hard.
Yep. And Aaron Young just made another fast lap time to respond to Ambrosio's in order to go and keep his lead. And what's with like more than half of the drivers here constantly losing their front wings is not something that is expected at this professional stage of racing, don't you think?
No, I don't think it is, but it is the first race of the season, so there could be a lot of nerves going around.
Yeah, and I think the drivers still have to adapt to what we mentioned earlier, the usage of curbs, how far you can go over them. I think that was just a perfect example. If you go too far over them and being too early on your throttle, that will send you to the wall.
Yeah, and it should be, and we should note to the fans that from the previous championship up to now, there's been a big change in how the cars are being set up, how the cars are being built. So mechanically and in terms of mechanical grip and downforce and aerodynamics is very different compared to last time out.
Yeah, it seems that aerodynamics have played a much bigger role in today's modern Formula One cars.
Yeah, it's like in the previous championship there has been a lot of grip available for all the teams. So it's like you see that they were able to take the corners much faster and a lot more precisely. But right now in this season, it's not been the case. They have to be a lot more careful and a lot more peculiar with how they attack the cars. And wow. And looks like Felipe Massa ended his race with a crash to the wall. It's almost as if he did not break at all.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened because there wasn't any contact.
Has his brakes failed?
I think he might have, in an incident, have lost his front wing earlier and was too late on the brakes then. And if you are going a real high pace into the gravel, there's no way you can brake. You're just flying to the wall.
Yeah, and as we look at Aaron Young still leading the race comfortably into the corner, and he should be able to retain this.
It looks like he's still trying to set.
Oh, what's going on? Looks like, I think the Red Bull has suddenly stopped off to the side. He's intentionally parked his car right into the gravels. Looks like engine failure. Yes, I suspect so. Black smoke has been coming out of his engine. My goodness, what a way.
Yeah, nearly the same time. What we couldn't see was that actually Kobayashi seemed to have suffered the exact same fate of having an engine failure.
Yeah, we saw that engine smoke earlier, so I think that definitely led to some engine problems.
Well, what an incident, what a misfortune for the race leader. Now, all of his hard work in building that gap is now gone, and now it's going to be given over to, I suspect, Lewis Hamilton. But with Jerome D'Ambrosio charging very quickly, he could be given this win on the silver platter.
Yeah, I think the young American sees this as an opportunity to get a good win if he can try to catch up with Lewis and pass him.
Yeah, taking advantage of what has already happened, but both cars having Renault engines and having engine failures, I suspect that there might be some underlying problem with the Renault engine.
Well, yeah, that it doesn't happen to his teammate over here with Paul Di Resta.
Yeah, though unfortunately his pace is still struggling quite a lot, though he's now in a good position to finish on the podium.
There's an 11-second gap to the car that is behind him. That would be Glenson Button. We can actually see right here.
Yeah, and Glenson Button slowly starts to charge up and try to catch Paul Di Resta, but I'm not sure if that's going to be possible because the Mercedes is still far behind in terms of development and in terms of aerodynamics compared to the Red Bull.
It looks like he might have damaged the left side of his front wing there. You can see some cascade pieces missing.
Indeed, that would have done no help to his conquest to really catch for a podium spot.
So now that we see race leader Lewis Hamilton, and we see the gap to Di Resta must have been, he's almost about to lap him, I think. And the gap to Jerome D'Ambrosio is only 1 second. So they are coming up to lap Di Resta's car, as there's quite a small gap in between them. Let's see how this turns out.
Looks like the pressure could be on because Lewis Hamilton will have to defend his position from D'Ambrosio and will be able to compare to the charging Sauber.
Yeah, we're coming up to the DRS zone, and he should be able to use it because he's within a second.
Yes. Now this was originally was a battle for second, but with that engine failure, looks like this is a battle for the lead, and it could be an exciting end to this race. So far he's been able to defend. Oh, and looks like he's misjudged that corner.
Whoa, he goes wide.
Misjudged that corner completely, and he's lost the lead over to. Oh my goodness, he's lost the front wing as well.
Yeah,
I think that's because of his tires. His tires weren't looking too good there.
Perhaps he should have pitted in earlier when he could. And right now he has lost so much time. And our new race leader, Jerome D'Ambrosio, has been able.
Yeah, you can see the gap evolving. It's about 10 seconds right now.
Yeah, provided that after he made that mistake. So, but yes, looks like the Sauber is starting to build a small gap, and it's going to just keep getting bigger and bigger. Looks like the American has managed to really seize the opportunity when others had misfortune.
Yeah, I think McLaren's just going to try and hold on to a podium finish here.
Yeah, they're looking in a good position for that.
The gap seems pretty huge between Danielson and Di Resta, so I think he'll be able to do at least one pit stop, and I think that should be enough. So, still like it should getting challenged. There is Glenson finally coming up.
And it's almost contact between those two as they are entering the pits.
Looks like they both enter the pits.
Oh, what is going on? Okay. Looks like there was a temporary blip in the onboard camera of Lewis Danielson as we switch over to the pit cam, and he's managed to make a quicker pit stop than Glenson Button as he comes out ahead of him.
Yeah, even though he had his front wing replaced, so what we saw earlier, Glenson Button might have damaged his front wing as well, so he had to get a replacement, and that's why positions haven't changed a bit. As we'll now probably see the gap that actually is now in between the cars.
And Jerome D'Ambrosio continues to extend his gap steadily, bit by bit. So he tries to take advantage of this new situation and win his first race of his career and first race of the season.
Yeah, 45 seconds with only 9 laps to go. I think if he doesn't do anything like a huge mistake, I think even his front wing got some damage.
Yeah, his front wing seems to be missing the right side.
Yeah, indeed. Would it probably lost him some performance? We are still not sure.
He still seems to be opening a gap though over Danielson.
Yeah, I don't think he's just fast enough to really challenge him. The way he's taking the corners is like very quick. He's still not being very conservative at all. He's actually just trying to go and make fast laps and take every corner as it is. Oh, and it's a very wide way to enter the corner.
Yeah, I think he misjudged the speed on that one a little.
Yeah, he seemed to not lose too much time.
He's coming up to another car. Which one is that? Let's see.
It looks to be a McLaren.
Not sure yet, but you've really got to hand it to the Sauber team for being able to consistently build a top car for any driver that they have. So this is testament that
Yeah, it seems again they're pulling one out of nothing, just bringing new drivers in, and all of a sudden they seem to be starting with winning.
Yeah, it's just a shame they haven't had the other driver yet.
Yeah, because in the previous season, when Aaron Young, previously as Aaron Prost, started his season under the Sauber team as well, and it gave him his big break and his championship title. So Sauber is really trying to make a reputation for being able to bring in new people and basically brought them to the highest level possible in just one season, at their rookie season. That's quite a team to go for.
Yeah, they seem to be able to deliver a consistent car year after year.
Yeah, the only problem is that they have that sort of unsportsmanlike habit of putting all eggs in one basket, if you know what I'm saying. It's like, even in the previous season, Bruno Senna did not have the best of resources available to him to really push for the championship, and basically almost every single priority, every single best packages are all focused on Young at that time. And it looks like that seems to be the case. Alonso is not even in the race at all.
Yeah, you see that quite a bit nowadays. Even at Ferrari, there's a lot of favoritism between drivers.
Yeah, though it's easy to note that Sauber seems to not be doing this out of favoritism, but the fact that they're still struggling to really find financial backing. Even their budget is sort of limited. Hence, that's the reason why they were only able to focus on one driver. But to show that they are in the front running, imagine if they had all the budget available to them. They would have been easily the fastest car around and the best team around.
Maybe after a win today, they can pour up some more money and be able to back a second driver in the coming races.
Yes, I mean, from the onboard camera, we can even see that Chelsea has managed to gotten their interest.
Yeah, so yeah, back at the Red Bull. Gap to Glenson Button in 4th position is about 50 seconds, so with 7 laps to go, and I don't think any of the cars still have a pit stop that they would have to do. I assume that's race done because the gap is around 60 seconds to Denison.
Yeah, there's not much that he can do to really get back all those lost time, so I think it's basically on cruise mode right now.
Yeah, and I'm sure they can still be happy with the podium finish after his teammate Aaron got the DNF with an engine failure.
Yeah.
And I think even Kobayashi was classified in front of him, or would have been, or maybe would have been if he would have been able to last the race. So I'm sure he can be happy, not with his performance maybe, but with the result, definitely.
Yeah, but I can tell that Aaron Young will be definitely extremely frustrated with how the sudden turn of events have happened. He has been leading the race. He's basically, the win is his to lose, and well, he did lose it.
Yeah, and I think the second car, we saw Kobayashi's car, he was in promising position as well. So I'm sure he's at least a little as furious as Aaron Young.
Yeah. But I mean, I want to ask you, Jerome, as an ex-driver, what is the feeling of drivers when they are they're potentially able to win a race, but then everything has to end with an engine failure or reliability issues? I mean, how does that work for the driver? How does that work for them in terms of feelings and emotions?
That probably has to be one of the most disappointing things, is to where it's not driver error and it's not another driver error, but it's mechanical failure, which unfortunately is brought out at random times, especially in today's Formula One. There's a lot of highly stressed parts, especially in the engine, that can just go wrong. But it's definitely a very big shame, big disappointment, and hopefully he can bounce back for it next week.
Yeah, hopefully so. He's shown there the pace, and well, but we can't say much because Ambrosio is really taking advantage of this and really putting Sauber back in the top again. No surprise there, as they did so in the previous championship, though with a different driver.
Yeah, and earlier we saw Ricky Raikkonen actually destroyed his car by trying to enter in the pits. So Dennison's teammate is out as well, which brings us down to having only 4 cars in the race.
And that's quite a surprise, isn't it? How often is it that we see only like a quarter of the drivers out there racing each other?
That's pretty rare. I mean, Formula One's come a long way, and they've had some pretty reliable cars, and the drivers have, they're definitely top notch and normally not too many mistakes, but it just seems to be that being the first race of the season, there's a lot of mechanical failures being worked out from over winter, and drivers just a lot of nerves.
Yeah, and let's not forget that we had a reduced grid, like even at the qualifying, because the Force Indias were not able to have their cars set up right properly at the time when the race took place, and we were missing the second Lotus, the second Sauber, so I don't think we'll see lots of races where only 4 cars finish. Which is actually, will put Branson Button into P4, so I wonder if that's his best ever finish.
Yeah, I think it's his best ever finish. He's just shy of the podium. If he can actually close in on the resta and actually get ahead of him, then it will be his first ever podium finish. And what a finish that would be for the...
Yeah, but I think I have to disappoint you, because with the gap of nearly 54 seconds, I don't think there'll be a lot of changes in positions during the last laps.
Yes, and I think with the rest on cruise mode, he's not going to really push a lot or make mistakes, so not much is going to happen.
Still, he managed to produce his best lap time right now.
Yeah, though, plus he's at here and he doesn't have to worry about anyone else basically, so he's just got to have to keep this position and just enjoy himself.
I'm not sure if he can actually enjoy himself, because think of all the possibilities he might have had with not doing those 2 mistakes where he loses out the front wing. Well, you never know.
Yeah. But
so I think he can't be too happy right now.
He can't be too happy, but at least he's been able to, he and Aaron Young has been able to show that the pace of the Red Bull car has been up there, and well, it looks like, I'm not going to put any bets, but this could be a 2-on battle between 2 teams, which would be the Red Bull and the Sauber team, with McLaren slightly close by, but just not enough.
Yeah, I think if Sauber can get another driver, that the championship for the constructors could definitely go down to the wire.
Yeah, because with Sauber's habit of really putting all eggs in one basket, it's not really going to help the constructors, which I believe, I suppose, is one of the few reasons why they are struggling so hard to find financial backing, because of their habit to just focus on one driver and not the other. I don't think any sponsors would really want to risk their money on such a team like that, who always doesn't have a plan B.
Yeah, well, who knows? Maybe they surprise us all with putting a second driver in the next race or in the upcoming races. Let's see.
But one way or another, they're going to have to change this, otherwise they're going to lose the Constructors' Championship, and that's where they get the most money and the ability to continue developing the car. Drivers' Championship is just going to be glory for the drivers, but not much is going to be done for the team.
No, but at least tonight they can go home and celebrate and take a good win out of the first race of the season.
Yeah, I think they're a bit too used to it already, because in the previous championship they won like 80% of the entire season, so I think this is going to be like possession or something normal for them, because they have enjoyed it so much.
Yeah, but still, who would have thought of this? We would have rather thought that maybe the Red Bulls, the McLarens would be, and maybe Force India, they seem to be promising as well, but yet they haven't had a car that they could send to the race.
Yeah, I think this race could have easily been Aaron Young's race to win, but unfortunately it did not happen, so now it's back to the Sauber team.
So it seems Jerome is entering his last lap right now.
Should keep in mind not to make any mistakes.
Looks like the rain started to fall here in the first sector.
Though I think it's a little bit too late for that, because as they're entering the final lap, he hasn't really done much to them in terms of the track yet.
Yeah, as long as it is only light rain that is appearing, you won't be noticing it during that lap. It would take some minutes to actually cool the track down and maybe having reduced grip then.
Looks like he should be able to cruise on home to victory here.
Yeah, and what a win this would be for him, to win in the first race of the season in Australia, Melbourne. And to basically, the Sauber has managed to go and get back, to continue the dominance again, I suppose. I mean, let's not take into account the fact that it was Red Bull's race before that engine failure. So now it's the Saubers, and Jerome D'Ambrosio with as he starts to go to the final corner, and he walks past the checkered flag, and he wins the Australian Grand Prix.
So there we still have cars to finish the race. That's the one to the rest there.
I think you could be quite pleased in a podium spot, I suppose.
Yeah, after today's event, I think the podium is well deserved.
But the rain is getting really intense right now.
Yeah, but as said earlier, I don't think that will be a problem for the cars that yet have to finish their race. Would take a lot of more water to cool the track actually down, or to really have water and reduce grip on the track.
Well, what a win it has been for Jerome D'Ambrosio as he celebrates his first race and first win, all in the first time.
I think the biggest thing you can take away from this is the momentum building up to the next race, and it's always very important to have a good win under your belt and have momentum going in.
Yes, and Sauber has not failed, does not disappoint as well. They have managed to live up to the expectations despite their money trouble, and, well, basically proved every critic wrong that it was the driver, not the car, but, well, it's evident that it was the team as well that managed to go and really did a lot previous season.
So there we have Hamilton finishing. And that's our final classification for the day. Rome wins. Hamilton takes second, Di Grasdenter and Jensen Button, fourth car that survived, with his best ever result, as I think. Raikkonen in fifth and Mata in sixth. So yeah, you might notice the DNFs get the points as well. Driver of the week is Jerome. Yeah, go ahead.
Looks like the battle is still not over yet, because with NJ Mansell and the Bullforce just not taking part, there's going to be 0 points for them, and they're going to have to do a lot to go and really get back up to speed once they are able to sort out their troubles.
Yeah, team of the week is a little surprisingly Red Bull. Press chose Red Bull, I don't know. Though McLaren is now in the lead with having both cars in decent points.
Team of the week, yeah, deservedly should be Red Bull, because they really had the pace, and both their drivers were at very good positions. So it was just unfortunate that an engine failure had to happen for Aaron Young. Otherwise, it would have been very, very easy to go and select the team of the week. But it looks like that's the end of the race for the Australian Grand Prix. Tune in next time for the highlights and the commentaries on the Malaysian Grand Prix. Until then, everyone, drive safe, take care, and goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye.
Goodbye.